Hey guys, it's Diana. Just popping in to get started on Mystery Project Monday. So, hopefully, you guys have had a good Monday. It was a beautiful weather here, so hopefully, it was where you were too. Although we could use some rain. I'm tired. It was a long day today. Let me know if you're tuned in and let me know if you're crafting along or if you're just watching. So, no big news to tell except, let's see, I was at a stamp camp this weekend in Kansas City and it was so much fun. I got lots of goodies to share, and I've got some great ideas for next Stampers Club and crafts and cocktails. I have my August calendar set up, so if you haven't checked it out, go check that out. My crafts and cocktails have been selling out quickly, so if you're interested in Nosy Rosie's, The Cellar, or The Farm and the Odd Fellow, make sure you pop onto my events page and sign up um, because, like I said, those are going quickly. I also have my Stampers Club that meets, and it's going to meet the first Sunday in August. And we're going to do some fun things. So, what else? Anything else? Getting ready to go on vacation. Oh, hey, Tamala. Good. I'm well. Plug that phone in, man. I know one of the things when I'm playing a game at the crafts and cocktails is if you're get 10 points if your battery is less than 8% or something like that. And so, and you'd be surprised at how many people um, do have it less than 8%. So you're not alone. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started with what supplies I'm using tonight. So let me just show you real quick. I'll move some of this out of the way. So it's kind of hidden under here. So let's just go in order here. So I've got my basic white thick cardstock. If you do not have thick cardstock, that is totally fine. The thick cardstock just gives a more sturdy base for your card. So, and it comes in white and vanilla. If you've not ever tried it, you should at least try it. It is nice for a nice heavy duty base. Oh, you're at 29%? Yeah, you should be totally good. This project is so fast and easy. We're going to be over in probably 20 minutes. I promise. So, you know me, fast and easy. I love it. Simple stamping. Okay, so designer series paper. So I'm decided to use this designer series paper. It is the Regals 6x6. So, and I chose the Pretty Peacock color. So I have a piece. It's double-sided. Love it. This is my 5 1/4 by 4. Pattern 2 is 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. And pattern 3 is 4 1/4 by 2 1/4. Okay. Then colored cardstock to match the DSP. I didn't match it. I went with black. Okay, but you can match it. You totally can match it. So here, oh, let me go in order. 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So you could go with a um, like a neutral color. So if you wanted to use crumb cake or something like that, you could certainly use a neutral color. I chose black. And 4 1/2 by 2 1/2. I think it'll really look pretty with the Pretty Peacock. Plus, I didn't have Pretty Peacock cardstock, so. Okay, and it says you may need a scrap. I wasn't going to need a scrap, so I don't have a scrap. Basic white 2 by 2 may need a scrap. I do have a scrap of my white. Stamps, greetings. So I've got this, the layering leaves. I'm going to use sending hugs or thinking of you, one of those two. We'll see how I feel. And I thought I might use some of these. Um, Ink coloring tools. Oh, I didn't bring over any ink. Duh. Okay, I need to grab some ink. So I'm probably going to grab Pebbled Path because that's a great neutral color. So I'll run that. Coloring tools if needed. I'm not going to need any coloring tools. Adhesive, I've got my handy dandy liquid glue that you love or hate. Embellishments, I got these. Oh my gosh, there's the textured dots. I don't know if it's going to, I don't know if it's going to get them. Anyway, they have a little texture on them, like little beaded. They're like little beaded guys. Embellishments. I've got the punch that goes with that stamp set in case I want to add that. And I've got my take a pick tool, my Stampin' Dimensionals. Um, that's what I'm working with. Let me grab my Pebbled Path. Luckily, everything's right in here in the same room, just not at the same desk. So I'm going to use Pebbled Path. Okay, are you ready to start stamping? Let's get ready to go. So get some of this stuff out of my way so we can get stamping. Watch, I won't be able to find anything in like 2 seconds. Get you out of the way. Over here to the side. Embellishments. Okay, so that was clue number one. If you're not stamping along, it's fine. You could just go ahead and watch and then stamp along later. Clue number two. Let's go. It's going to be fast. Adhere the 5 1/4 by 4 piece of DSP to the card base. So we have our card base, which is this one, which was the thick cardstock. I've already scored it. Okay, and it's wanting us to apply this. Now we can pick which side we would like. I really like that side, but is it too busy? Should we try this side? I don't know. What do you think? Stripes or flowers? I think we're going to do the flowers. Flowers it is. So I'm just going to use glue, and this is all the glue that I use. Okay? You don't have to go crazy with it. One of the ladies that I watch on YouTube always says dot dot not a lot for her glue. So just don't get it too close to the edge or the glue kind of seeps out on the edge and then you get glue on your fingers and you hate the glue and it's the glue's fault. So just don't use a lot of glue and I think you'll like it. And it's the most economical adhesive. So anyway, that's the reason I like to use it. What do you guys think? You hate glue, you love the glue. It's fun at Crafts and Cocktails because I have the liquid glue, but I also offer the tear and tape. So tear and tape's a really good option if you hate the glue. So okay, that's an easy one. So let's go to. They're all going to be easy. You're going to love it. It's going to come together really fast. Okay, adhere the 4 1/4 by 2 1/4 piece of DSP to the cardstock that measures 4 1/2 by 2 1/2. So we've got this long little piece that is 4 1/2 by 2 1/2, and we've got our DSP that is 4 1/4 by 2 1/4. Okay, we need to decide which side we want. What do you think, polka dots? Or I think we need the lighter color. Okay, again, not a lot of glue. I didn't even go all the way to the edges. So I think it's a myth that you have to go all the way to the edge. Because I mean, I didn't go all the way to the edge on this one and it's not flapping up. You can't tell that I didn't go all the way to the edge. So maybe that's kind of what gets people in trouble is they think they have to go all the way to the edge and you really don't. The paper sticks down just fine. You cannot tell that I didn't go all the way to the edge. Okay, that's that. See, so far so good, right? Pretty easy. Okay, now we're getting down to it. Clue number 4, adhere clue number 3 to the card base toward the bottom if using horizontal. Okay, so this can be a horizontal or a vertical card. I'm going to make mine horizontal. I guess we could do this one vertical. So horizontal, I would put it like this. Guess you could do the same thing if you did vertical, although I might move it to the left hand side maybe. Should we do vertical? Okay, let's do vertical. What the heck? So this would be horizontal towards the bottom. Vertical, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to put it to the left. I haven't tried this. The sample that I made before was horizontal, so let's try it vertical. Okay, so I'm just going to place it. I'm going to leave a little gap. Okay, but I'm going to kind of put it towards the left hand side, and we're going to do a vertical card this time. But if it's horizontal, you could go like this. In fact, you can do it like that if you would like. Hey, you know what? This is called being creative. You do it the way you would like. And I think after you see the finished card, you will want to do lots and lots of these. It's just kind of a pain to cut all the pieces. But if you're cutting a whole bunch of them, it goes really fast. Okay, clue number 5. Adhere the 2.5 by 2.5 piece of DSP to the cardstock that measures 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So we've got these squares. This is the 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and then we've got our DSP that is 2.5 by 2.5. Okay, so we've got those, and it says to stick those together. I'm going to use this side since we've already used that side on here. Okay, again, not a lot of glue. Didn't go all the way to the edge. I just put a little scribbly right down the middle. And see, my paper doesn't look bubbled, or you can't tell that there's glue under there. If you put too much glue, sometimes it'll bubble up, or sometimes you can see it through the paper, because our designer series paper is kind of light, so you can get it a little bit too wet with the glue. So just watch out for that. Okay, so far so good. Wonder what stamp sets, what designer series paper you guys are using. Let me know what DSP you're using if you're stamping along. Okay, so clue number 6. Adhere clue number 5 to the card base towards the left-hand side of the card if using horizontal on top of the layer in clue number 4. Okay, so if you're horizontal like this, we're going to lay this in a diamond. I guess it should have said a diamond fashion. We're going to lay it across here. Okay, so I'm going to do vertical. So I'm going to do mine up here. I'm going to do mine towards the top. Okay, you're going to lay it like in a diamond pattern with the point towards the top. Like I said, I haven't tried this because the sample I made was horizontal. So the good thing about using glue though also is you can kind of slide it a little bit. As you can see, I slid it a little bit over so this little tip wasn't off the edge. Okay, what do you think? So far so good. I love it with all the different colors of designer series. Oh, the pressed petals. That's going to be so pretty, Tamala. I can't wait to see that one. But don't you love the pretty peacock? Isn't that pretty? I love that dark kind of a, gosh, what would you call it? Kind of a teal color, a dark teal. Clue number 7. Stamp your greeting onto the piece of white cardstock that is 2 by 2 and add additional stamps if needed. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to, I have sending hugs on there right now, but I'm wondering if thinking of you, I want to do a thinking of you. So let's see if it's even going to fit. Thinking of you. Oh, perfect. Look at that. It will fit perfectly. Let me put sending hugs back. Okay, so if you're using our photopolymer stamps, you know, you just peel them off and stick them back on the little sheet and then store them in the case. Okay, so I'm just going to pick this up with my stamp. And I'm not sure I've stamped this one before, so I'm just going to rub it back and forth on my, sorry, I'm shaking it. You know what, let me do it on my shorts. It's just when it comes, when you've not stamped it before ever, and it comes out of the mold, it has like a sticky residue on the top and it repels the ink. So you can rub your finger across it, you can stamp it down a whole bunch of times. Some people use it on a Versamark pad, so they stamp it on a Versamark pad um, several times just to get that stickiness off of it. But so I just kind of wiped it on my shorts and stamped it up and down. We're going to use that um, pebbled path, and we're going to want to stamp this kind of like a diamond. We're going to have kind of a diamond theme. So I'm going to stamp it just right like that. Okay, stamp it just like that. See how it gives a nice little stamped image there. Doesn't have all those bubbles. Okay, and now it says to add additional stamps around the greeting if needed. And I think so. On my sample, I'm going to show you. I stamped the little flowers. So this little guy, I stamped him around the edge. But I think instead of doing that this time, we are going to wait and use the punch to add embellishments. So let's just hang tight with that for right now. So if you wanted to stamp something around there, if you have flowers or something like that and you want to stamp that around, you certainly can take up some of that empty space. It actually doesn't look bad. I think it looks fine, but if you wanted to stamp around, you certainly could. I'm going to go on here. We can always come back, stamp more if we want to. Adhere your greeting piece onto the cardstock that measures 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. So again, we've got that little piece that was 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, and we're going to glue it up. Again, we're in that diamond shape. That should have been part of the clue, sorry. But see, that's why you watch. That's why we do this together, right? That's why we do it together. Okay. So far, so good. We're almost done. I told you, see, it's only 8:17. I told you we'd be done in 20 minutes. Okay, adhere clue number 8 onto the card base on top of the previous clues onto the right-hand side of the card if horizontal. So it would be over here if it's horizontal because this piece would be kind of on the left. Okay, but since ours is vertical, we're going to just stack that right on top of there. Look at our card. Look at our card coming together. I'm going to go ahead and use dimensionals to pop this little guy up. You can use regular adhesive if you would like. Okay. Oh my goodness. What do you guys think? What do you think? Okay, I kind of like the vertical. I kind of like the vertical. I'm going to show you I'm going to show you another sample too. So, okay, look at that. What do you think? I can't wait to see it with other designer series papers. I'm going to show you a sample in a different color. So you guys don't give up on me yet. I'm going to show you another sample. Okay, and now this says embellish if desired. So what I'm going to do, I thought maybe what we could do is, instead of the extra stamps, we could punch out these little guys, and maybe we could like stick them like right here. What do you think? Oh, cute. I think we'll do that. Let's do that. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of glue just right on this little stem and that bottom leaf, and I'm going to stick it right down. The key is not to slide it around, so if you have glue on it, don't slide it around, otherwise you're going to get glue everywhere. Let's see, where do we want this little guy? Over here? What do you think? Oh, put him on here, put him over here. Oh, I think over here is the winner. Let's do that. Again, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on these little flowers. Okay, kind of hold it by the edges. I didn't put any on the stem, but if you hold it by the edge, you won't get glue all over your fingers. And like I said, just press it down. Don't slide it. I love it. I love it. It's different from my original card. So, what do you think? Oh, let's add these. Let's add these. This will take up some of that empty space. Let's put it up here. And of course, this is the take your pick tool, which you cannot live without. I love these dots. Oh, hey, get off my finger. You come on over here. What do you think? Okay. I love it. I love it. Okay, so here's my other sample, my horizontal sample. There you go. What do you think of that one? So with this one, I used the same color. See, I kind of like the contrast of the black. What do you think? And then I just used copper clay to stamp, and then see, I just stamped, instead of using the punch, I used the leaf or that little stamp set to take up that space. But this card's, the designer series paper I used is the same pattern. Okay, that is Mystery Monday, guys. What do you think? I can't wait to see it with other designer series paper. I'm sure you guys will come up with some amazing samples to share. So please do share them, whether you text them to me privately or whether you add them to this post. Just make sure you share them so we can see all of the beautiful creations. So, okay, guys, don't forget to check out um, my events page and watch for next month for Mystery Project Monday. You know it's always going to be fast and easy. I promise.